Maido! Hi there, Japan fans! In today's show, we are going to talk about a meltdown, a train wreck, a performance so horrible. It's hard to relate to you how bad it was, but let me try! Present Master Shimashou. This is the fourth year of the Presentations Japan series podcast, and we are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku here in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success, the president of Dale Carnegie Training Japan and best-selling author, Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery. My new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be released shortly. Through this podcast, I want to help you become a better speaker who is clear, confident, persuasive, and highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 235, and we are talking about ineffective persuasion techniques for presenters. This is horrible. Man, this is so bad. What were they thinking? I'm watching a video of a leader asking for some major changes to the organization's finances. And he is doing a woeful job of it. They have a dedicated comms team. There are talented people in the leadership group. So I'm asking myself, how could this train wreck come to pass? I was also thinking, you should have called me. I could have saved you a lot of wasted opportunity with your messaging. Too late now. The video is out there for all to ignore. This is a classic case of people who don't spend any time appreciating the importance of communication and presentation skills. Suddenly going for the big ask and then falling flat on their face. It was a heavy subject, a serious subject. And the background chosen for the video was given zero thought. When you're asking for a truckload of dough for a project, you want the background oozing with solid credibility. You need to look presidential, capable, considered, and trustworthy. That lightweight scene setting wasn't given much thought, but the talking head only occupies a small part of the screen. Having people moving around in the background distracts us from the key message. No one thought about that either. They should have told those people to buzz off for 10 minutes so the video could get done. The camera saps 20% of our energy. If you are a low-energy leader, you can come across as cadaverous. You need to ramp up the speaking power. If the message requires convincing people about spending more money, then you really need to amp it up to come across as confident, considered, and competent. The body language, gestures, and voice modulation need to be on point. Hitting keywords is a must, as are carefully thought through pauses. We need these to allow the audience to absorb what we've just said. Rolling thoughts over the top of each other leaves the viewers lost. The camera is also unforgiving. If you can't hold its gaze, then you look like a shifty sook merchant trying to sell some dodgy dud stuff. You have to look straight into the camera barrel and keep looking at it the whole time. You don't want to be sitting too close to the camera when you're doing this, though. A massive close-up of your dial isn't going to work for most people, so better to back up a bit. It also allows for gestures to be used and, more importantly, to be seen. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Our show today is sponsored by, on May 11, we're doing cross and upselling. On May 14, leading and managing. May 18, we're doing time management. May 21, developing subordinates, and May 28, communicating with different personality styles. You can find out more about those programs on our website at enjapan.dalecarnegie.com, and you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. If you like learning by watching videos, we have over 1,000 for you there on Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which is the premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Looking away, looking down, and looking at your notes are a no-no. If it is an important occasion, a key topic, the big ask, then do what the world's leaders have learnt. Use the teleprompter. You need to refine the script and then read it word perfect while looking straight into the camera lens the whole time. This takes some practice, some effort in the preparation, rather than just pulling up a chair and freestyling it in front of the camera for a once-over lightly approach to a serious subject. I will never forget a gorgeous young American woman I saw on YouTube. She was a complete package. She was teaching people how to use the teleprompter. However, her eyes were obviously reading across the screen left to right, following the text. You don't want that. You need to be able to zero in on the lens and read the text at the same time. That takes some time to get right. You also have to play around with the teleprompter speed setting as well to find the right cadence for your talk. There were no gripping stories to give us hope, just a dry rendition of what he wanted to tell us. The visuals were not clever. Cherry-picking the minimum damage case smacks of the carnival barker and snake oil salesman. Show us the real numbers. So there's more honesty about the proposition here for us to consider. He was trying to be too clever by half and failing miserably. Our errant, non-persuading persuader really murdered the message. Once it is done, it is out there. His personal and professional brands both took a massive hit thanks to that video. His messaging missed the mark, and I doubt people will be persuaded to join him on his program. I am not super opposed to his offering. I get it. But I am vaguely insulted by the lack of professionalism. If he can't get this right, how can I expect he can get anything else right? It's the remaining coffee stain on the pull-down tray in the aircraft when you're bored that gets you worrying about whether they can actually do a professional job on engine maintenance. If you can't get this simple thing right, why should I trust them with complex things? There is no excuse for this exercise in bungled communications. In this day and age, there is so much information available on presenting skills. It's staggering. For example, in my own case, I've broadcast over 220 pieces on the subject for free over the last 4 years. Don't allow yourself to become part of the casualty ward of failed suicidal persuaders and communicators inflicting mortal harm to their brand through lack of awareness and preparation. Get the training now so that when it is time to step up and be counted, you can carry it off with aplomb. Thank you for joining the Presentations Japan series. If you got value from today's show, spread the love around and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you have learned today, use it, and go out there and become a presentations legend. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.